So student, extremely apologize for the inconvenient cause due to the previous session sudden interruption. There is some power failure happening in the university premises. So let's continue with where we stop. So actually what we discussed about the ethics relating with the data collection point. Now we need to emphasize how respondents going to trust us, as well as we have to behave in an ethical way, in a very polite manner when we are collecting data. So assuming that we collect data with a very polite manner, as well as we build trust on our respondents regarding our study, then we have sort of data and we use different statistical analysis tools to analyze the data. Right? We are going to have a very in-depth discussion about data analysis later. So assuming that you are going to analyze data using those statistical knowledge, right? Now, sometimes, not sometimes, most commonly, once we analyze data and when we are getting result of the data, right? And we are not getting the result as we expected. Right? There is a gap between what we expected and what we actually get through this collected data. Okay, so this is happening. That's what we call research, right? So we cannot expect as what we decide through the result, right? So in that manner, sometimes the researcher or students try to manipulate their result. Right? Once they are not receiving what they expected, they try to manipulate, right? So manipulation of the result, right? The result going to be manipulated as their expected result, right? So this is not ethical in research. Right? So this is normally happening in very commonly in data analysis process, right? So that is a second part of ethical issues in research process, right? So data analysis related ethics, right? Then let's talk about the third one, right? The report writing. Report writing, that is also mainly concerned about ethical issues, right? Very commonly students are violating the ethical behavior in that manner, right? The report writing, right? So what sort of malpractices happening in report writing? So in report writing, majority of the students try to take some other ideas and emphasize that their own idea, right? Without acknowledging the previous scholar or previous studies, right? So that's going to be the main malpractices happening in research, specifically coming under the undergraduate level, right? So in report writing, you need to acknowledge properly others' idea, right? We call it as an in-text citation and putting references. Okay, so in report writing, we cannot use someone's ideas as our own without acknowledging that authors or that scholars properly, right? So in report writing, we take someone's ideas or results as our own. So this is the main malpractices happening in report writing, right? So this is not ethical, right? So in a research ethics, I summarize what we discussed so far. In research ethics, we can focus on three main areas: the ethics related with the data collection, ethics related with the data analysis, and ethics related with report writing. Okay, so once we are going with the data collection, it is our responsibility, our duty to build trust on our respondent regarding our study. And we have to behave very polite manner when we are going to collect data, right? once we collect data, then when we are finishing our data analysis, we are not allowed to manipulating the result as our expected results, right? In the other way around, to get what we expected, we cannot manipulate the actual result, right? So third aspect in ethical manner in research is report writing. So in report writing, you have to acknowledge the prior studies in a proper manner, and you need to put in-text citations as well as references in a very correct way. Okay, so these are the three main things we have to concern about when we dealing with ethics in research. Okay, so you have to make your own decision about how things will be done. Right? So in ethically, you need to make your decisions. Right? How am I going to collect data in ethical manner? How am I going to analyze data in ethical manner? How am I going to report what I find in ethical way? Right? So we have to find appropriate ethical ways to dealing with them. Right? So these are the main points we are going to discuss in today's session. Right? So I believe that you get a clear idea about what we call in ethics and what are the three main attributes in ethics relating to the research. Right? Those are data collection aspect, data analysis aspect, and report writing aspect. Right? Okay. Let's moving on. Some example of ethical issues in research process. Right? So these are key areas what we discuss under the data analysis and report writing. Right? These are the things we need to concern in research ethical issues. These are some examples. Let's look at one by one in very explanatory way. Okay. So first concern is access. Right? That is coming under the data collection process. Right? You need to make sure that you have a possible access to that particular data you need. Right? In our previous examples, I already explained to you, if you are going with the top level managers in the bank, you have to know about, you have to make sure that whether you have access to that person, right? Whether they are willing to talk with you. Right? So the accessibility of the appropriate data, maybe the financial reports, right? Maybe some kind of reports relating to the organization and the people you want to talk, you need to ensure that you have appropriate possibility, you have possibility to access to them. Right? So these are very important. You to make sure before you begin with your research process. Right? Otherwise, it's getting the severe ethical issues in your research. Right? And other thing is the participant acceptance. Right? Assuming that you have access to them, right? But are they willing to talk with you? Right? Like the bank managers, are they trust you? Right? So these things again you need to concern, right? Whether you have permission to ask questions, right? Do you have right authority to ask questions? These things you need to concern when you are collecting data, right? And the third most important thing is time, right? And previous session, previous slide, I discussed about three main approaches or three main methods where ethical issues or ethical considerations are concerned. Right? Now in here, we take some examples one by one and dealing with those three main areas. That's what we are doing here. Right? So first two things, still we are in a data collection. Right? So if we draw in here, right? This one, it is coming under the data collection, right? Sorry, coming under the data collection. And the second one also coming under the data collection, right? And the third one, we are still discussing it. Third one, the time taken to respond the questions. That also ethical issues, right? If we are preparing the questionnaire with 10 to 15 pages, and we discuss coming under the operationalization process when designing questionnaire, right? The characteristic of questionnaire is also we discuss. It should be short, it should be simple, right? If you are having very lengthy questionnaire, very lengthy questions, right? That also arising the ethical issues. You see, you don't see it as ethical issues right now, but those are one of the main ethical issues, right? So time also come in as a data collection related ethical issues. Okay, so that's another important aspect you need to consider. Then fourth one, your identity as a researcher, right? So how people know you and your study, right? What is the guarantee that you given to them? Your data collection or collected data is used only for this study, right? How you build that trust on your respondent. Okay, so if you remember, I told you that when you are preparing questionnaire as well as interview guide, I ask you to make some few statements at the top of the questionnaire or interview guide. In here, you have to mention about who you are, what is your study about, why you collect this data, and what guarantee you can give the third party or your respondents regarding the anonymity and confidentiality of the collected data. Right? So, as a researcher, first of all, you need to identify about your research, right? And you need to give your full details in your questionnaire. If respondent has some doubt about you, he or she need to have a connecting ability with you. You need to have a detail to connect you, right? So this is the way you build trust on your respondent, right? So I told you at the data collection process, at the questionnaire preparation process, these things are very important when you are preparing a questionnaire as well as an interview guide, right? So here again, we are in a data collection criteria. You see, right? So most of the ethical issues are come across with this data collection, then the data analysis, and finally it's coming with the report writing, right? And the fifth example, most severe ethical issues in research, the selecting convenient sampling. Right? If you remember our last sessions, when we are selecting sample techniques, sample designing, probability and non-probability sampling, I told you repeatedly, right? If you have a sample framework, you must follow probability sampling techniques, either simple random, systematic, stratified, or cluster. You can apply non-probability sampling only if you do not have that sort of sample framework with you. Right? So remember that point. So selecting convenient sampling as for your convenience. Right? So most of the undergraduates are going with this convenient sampling. Why? Because they are selecting their friends. Right? They are selecting their neighbors. They are selecting their family members. Right? So you cannot do research because of your convenience. Right? Because of easy to access those data. You cannot do it. Right? So research is a systematic process, and whatever the choices you are selecting, you have to give justification. Remember that point in a very important way. right? So collecting or selecting the convenient sample, right? Though you have access to the sample framework, that also rising ethical issues in research. So that also coming under data collection aspect, right? That is a fifth example. And the sixth one, look at that. What is that? That is the data recording, right? Data recording. What do you mean by data recording? Now, assuming that you are going with the interview type of data collection, right? දැන් අපි හිතන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ යනවා බැංක් මැනේජර්ස්ලව ඉන්ටර්විව් කරන්න. right? ඕගොල්ලන්ට දැනගන්න ඕනේ බැංකුව විසින් හඳුන්වා දීලා තියෙන latest technologies කොහොමද customers ලා absorb කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. So your research question is how consumers are absorbing new technologies introduced by banks. So you need to know about in the banking perspective. That means banker's perspective, not the customer perspective. right? ඔයාලට දැන් ඒක බලන්න ඕනේ බැංකුව පැත්තෙන්. කොහොමද බැංකුව දකින්නේ කොච්චර දුරට customers මේ new technology එක absorb කරලා තියෙනවද කියන එක. right? That is your research question. Okay? So then you are going to interview few bank managers in respective banks, respective commercial banks. Right? Then you start the interview. Without getting consent from your interviewer, that is your bank manager. You start the recording of the interview. right? දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ෆෝන් වල එහෙම තියෙනවනේ recording facility එක. ඔයා මොකද කරන්නේ? recording එක සාක්කුවේ දාගෙන recording එක on කරලා ෆෝන් එක සාක්කුවේ දාගෙන දැන් interview කරනවා. right? But you did not get the consent from your interviewer regarding the willingness of his or her to record the interview. දැන් මතක තියාගන්න අපිට කිසිම interview එකක් electronic devices දාලා record කරන්න බෑ අදාළ interview කරන පුද්ගලයාගේ අවසරය නැතුව. ඒ අවසරය අරගෙන තමයි ඔයා interview එක record කරන්න ඕනේ. But sometimes our undergraduates are doing this malpractice without getting consent of this interviewer. You start the recording of your interview. Right? Not only the electronic devices. Remember this, right? Not only the electronic devices. Assuming that you try to take a notes when you are conducting interview. අපි හිතමු දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ interview එක කරගෙන යනකොට note එක ලියන්න හදනවා. මොකක් හරි notebook එකක් අරගෙන අහන ප්‍රශ්නට එයා දෙන උත්තරය ඔයා summary form එකකින් ලියනවා. That also you need to get prior permission from your respondent. right? ඒකටත් ඔයා අහන්න ඕනේ. මම ඔයා කියන එක note down කරගත්තට කමක් නැද්ද? right? Is it okay if I note down the valuable points when we are discussing the things in the interview? You have to get the prior permission. Right? Asking the consent of the interviewer regarding recording the interview is one of the ethical manner in conducting research. Right? So it is also coming under data collection. Right? And when you are conducting interview, right? Now you see we are coming very precise manner with these examples, right? First you see the accessibility of your data, right? And you have to get the acceptance from the participant, whether they are willing to answer the questions you are asking and the time taken to answer that questions. Then you have to identify yourself as a researcher. Right? And when selecting the sample, you have to follow very ethical behavior. And when you are trying to record the interview, you have to get the consent from your participants. Right? And the third and the next thing, right? Next example, right? When you are interviewing people, you have to behave very ethical manner. Right? Please remember that point in a very precise way, because sometimes people are going to interview your respondent or your participants. Right? And when the interview going on, the interview is converting into the fight. Why? Because sometimes when you are asking question, when the respondent getting the answers for that question, if the answers are not suit with your opinion or your view, there is a contradiction happening with the researcher and interviewee. Right? දැන් මේවා මොකද වෙන්නේ මේවා examples තියෙනවා අපිට. හරි? දැන් ඉන්ටර්විව් එක කරගෙන යනකොට අපි හිතමු දැන් ඔයා ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා ඔයාගේ රෙස්පොන්ඩර් උත්තරයක් දෙනවා. ඒ දෙන උත්තරේ ඔයාගේ පර්සනල් view එකකට ගැටෙන්නේ නැහැ, ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඔන්න එතන ගැටෙනවා. ඒකට එයා කියනවා නෑ මම නම් මේක දකින්නේ මේ විදිහට. දැන් ඉන්ටර්විව් එක යන වෙනම පැත්තකට ඒ පාර. Right? Now remember, when you are conducting interview, you have to play a role as a researcher, not as a personal viewpointer. Right? Whatever the personal view you have, you cannot reveal during the interview. Right? You have to act as a researcher, not as a personal viewer. Right? අපි act කරන්න ඕනේ researcher කෙනෙක් විදිහට මිසක් එතන ඉන්නේ ඔයා නෙමෙයි. ඔයා personal view එක එතන දාන්න බෑ ඔයාට. Right? Whatever your respondents say about your questions, right? අපිට බැන්නත් අපිත් එක්ක argument ආවත් අපිට බෑ arrogant behavior එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් aggressive behavior එකක් පෙන්වන්න interview එකක් යනකොට. Right? ගැහුවත් ගුටි කන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ research කරනකොට. Right? Those are ethical issues. Those are ethical manners in research. Right? So when you are conducting interviews, don't try to raise conflicts between you and your respondent. Right? Always try to minimize or do not allow your personal views to emphasize in the interview. Right? Allow your respondent to talk. Get the respondent view regarding your question. Don't let respondent to know about your view regarding the research. Right? Research එක ගැන ඔයාට තියෙන මත එතන කියන්න යන්න බෑ ඔයාට. Right? ඔයා ගන්නේ respondent ගේ මතේ. ඔයාගේ research එක සම්බන්ධයෙන්. එහෙම නැතු ඔයාගේ මතේ respondent දීලා respondent එක ගන්න බලාගෙන යන්න එපා. Remember these points, these are very important when you are doing data collection in your final year. Right? So that is also coming under data collection. Okay, remember that point. Right? And the other way, your role in data. Right? So this one we can discuss under the data collection as well as data analysis. Right? Your role in data. Okay. So first let's know about the data collection one. Right? Now assuming that your respondent filled your questionnaire. Right? You fill your questionnaire. Right? Now you are asking some question regarding particular statement and ask the respondent to rank it or state it from 1 to 5 scale. That means strongly disagree to strongly agree. Right? So whatever the statement you are given, the respondent says strongly disagree. Right? But in a personal view, you want that respondent to get strongly agree. Right? Now what you are trying to do is you trying to change the respondent view in the questionnaire. මේවා කරනවා ළමයි ඒකයි අපි මේ කියන්නේ. Those are ethical issues. Right? අපිට ඕන වෙන්නේ අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ඒකට යා strongly agree කියයි කියලා. හැබැයි respondent කියන්නේ strongly disagree කියලා. That is his view. That is his opinion. Right? As a researcher, we don't have a right to change their respondent view. Right? So when you are collecting data, you are not supposed to manipulating data. Right? එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට බෑ අර දීලා තියෙන strongly disagree එක strongly agree විදිහට මාරු කරන්න. Right? And sometimes respondents are not filling your data. Right? ඕගොල්ලෝ සමහරවිට අහලා තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නකට එයා උත්තර දෙන්නේ නැහැ. එයා උමනාවෙන් මේක අතාරිනවා. Right? One time you can ask whether are you missing it without any purpose or you miss it with intentionally. Right? එතකොට ඔයාලට අහන්න පුළුවන් ඔයා මේ ප්‍රශ්නට උත්තර දුන්නේ නැත්තේ වැරදීමකින්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් purposefullyද. If the respondent say no, I don't like to answer that question, That's it. Right? That's it. So you cannot fill that question by yourself. Right? So that also manipulating data. Right? Remember, those are very important in data collection. If you look at this thing in the data analysis again, right? I told you in the previous slide, right? Now, when you are analyzing data, you get the result, right? And you see that the results are not what you expected. Results are not what you expected. Now, what you try to do is you change the respondent responses. But අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? respondents age දීලා තියෙන view එක වෙනස් කරලා data analyze කරනවා. Remember that also coming under manipulation of data, right? So this one we can discuss under the data collection as well as data analysis, right? When you are getting data, you change it. When the responder is not responding that question, you try to fill it by your own way. Those are manipulating data, right? When you are analyzing data, you get the result, not what you expected. Then what you do is you change the data and make the analysis key, right? Both methods are data manipulation, right? And other thing is a transcripts. So transcript also coming under this data recording, right? Transcript are basically coming with the qualitative type data collection, like interviews, right? If you are conducting interviews to collect data, right? Once you answering question from your respondents, you try to make a notes, right? You try to make a notes. We call it as a transcripts, right? That is the transcripts we are using. අපි දැන් interviews වගේ අරගෙන data collect කරනවා නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ qualitative form එකකින් නම් data collection කරන්නේ. අපි අර කිව්වේ interview record කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ notebook එකක් අරගෙන අරයා කියන එක summarize විදියට හරි ඕගොල්ලන්ට කැමති විදියකට ලියා ගන්නවා. ඒකට අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කියන්නේ transcript එකක්. Right? So in that transcript also you cannot do as your own way. Right? You have to get the main view about your respondents' answers. Right? දැන් මේ transcript එක කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඕන එක transcript එකේ ලියන්න බෑ. දැන් අපි අරගෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා. Now you are asking the question from the bank manager. Do you think that new technologies are absorbed by the customers in an effective way? Right? Now, bank manager say answer like this. He might be think little bit and it says, yes, I think, but that is not somewhat what we expected. එයා ටිකක් ඔළුව කසලාගේ උත්තරේකුත් දීලා බැංක් මැනේජර් කියනවා අපි හිතනවා ඇබ්සෝබ් කරගෙන තියෙනවා කියලා. හැබැයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච මට්ටමටම නෙමෙයි කියන එක එයා කියනවා. Right? That's the question we ask and that's the answer that given by the bank manager. Now what you write in your transcript? What you write in your transcript? You write it as the bank manager mentioned that the customers are not completely absorb the new technologies introduced by the bank. Now, is it same what bank manager says? No. Now you completely manipulate what bank manager says. The bank manager keep එකට වඩා හාත්පසින්ම වෙනස් එකක් තමයි ඔයා note කරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. Right? So that also getting ethical issues. එයා කිව්වනම් ඒ කියපු එක තමයි ලියවෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයා imagine කළා මෙයා කිව්වේ මෙන්න මේක තමයි කියලා ඉතින් ඔයා ලියන ඔයා ලියන. එහෙම කරන්න බෑ researcher. Remember that point. Right? And other things students are getting very much confused with, can I record body language of a respondents? Right? So we cannot say yes and no for this question. Right? We cannot say. Sometimes this is coming with your experience when we are conducting interviews. Right? Sometimes some people are not saying as much as what they are expressing through their body language. Right? අපි දැන් සමහරවිට ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට ඒ ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තර දෙන යා verbally express කරන එකට වඩා යාගේ body language එකෙන් අපිට දෙයක් කියවෙනවා සම්පූර්ණවට. Right? අපි හිතමුකෝ බං let's see about the previous example. You ask the bank manager, what do you think? Do you think that customers are absorb the technology you introduced recently? Right? So then bank manager think little bit and he might be get some time to answer the question, and he might be look around your environment, and then he said, yes, we think that, right? That sounds getting some uncertainty with the answer. එයා කියන්නේ නිකන් මම හිතනවා, right? There is no certainty in the answer. ඒක නෑනේ අර ලොකු විශ්වාසයක්, right? Yes, I think so. Yes, we think so. But the absorption level is not much in what we expected. So then in that manner, as a researcher, you have to know about the absorption level of that customers regarding bank's new technology. අන්න එතකොට නිකන් එන්න ඕනේ රිසර්චර් කෙනෙක් විදිහට පොඩි අදහසක් මේගොල්ලෝ හිතපු මට්ටමටම මේක නෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක යම්කිසි ඉෂුව එකක් තියෙනවා කියන එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙන්න ඕන. Then you have to be brain enough to ask next questions to get more detail about this absorption level. දැන් එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහලා එම නවතින්න එපා ඉන්ටර්වියුස් කරනකොට. So then you ask next question, right? What are the most absorbing technologies you introduce to the customer? ඊට පස්සේ අහනවා නිකන් ප්‍රශ්නයක්. මොන වගේ technologies the customers වැඩිපුර absorb කරන්නේ? අහන්න පුළුවන්, right? Online banking, the e-wallets, the etc. Right? Why you ask that second question? So you need to confirm the answers given for the first question. දැන් පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නෙට දීපු උත්තරේ ගැන ලොකු විශ්වාසයක් responder නැහැ. එයා නිකන් ඇදලා පැදලා තමයි උත්තරේ දුන්නේ. එහෙම වුණාම ඔයාට ඔයාගේ view එක දාන්න බෑ. හැබැයි ඔයා තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා අර view එක confirm කරගන්න. Right? This is the way you conducting research. Right? So that's also coming under the data collection. Right? So can I record body language of the respondents? Yes, up to some level you can record the body language. The body language record කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ එයාගේ රූපේ පින්තූරට අඳින එක නෙමෙයි. Right? එයා උත්තර දෙන විදිහ අනුව ඔයාට නිකන් තේරෙන්න ඔයා නිකන් ගන්නවා එක මේක තුල යම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. So then you are asking repetitive questions. You are asking some another additional questions to make sure that your view is okay. එහෙම නැතු අහපු ප්‍රශ්නෙට අරයාගේ body language එක දිහා බලාගෙන ඔයාට view එකක් දෙන්න බෑ. Right? You have to ask one or two more questions to make sure that that view is okay or not. Right? That's another ethical issues in conducting research. And the another point is cheating in data analysis. Right? I told you in the data analysis what we discussed previous slide. Right? So cheating coming with the data analysis process. How it happened? I told you, when you analyze data, you get the result. Right? Now for an example, when you analyze the relationship between your independent and dependent variable, you get negative relationship. Right? But what you expect is positive relationship. Right? So your literature is support with the positive relationship. But fortunately or unfortunately, you are getting negative relationship. Now you get frustrated. And then students are බය වෙනවා. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ කියපු literature වල තියෙන independent එකයි dependent එකයි අතර positive relationship එකක්. හැබැයි ඔයා collect කරපු data අනුව ඔයාට එන්නේ negative relationship එකක්. දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Now student getting frustrated. Right? Student feel that, oh, my research is going to be wrong. අන්න බය වෙනවා. අපේ undergraduatesලා. අනේ මගේ research එක වැරදි. මම වැරදි විදිහට වෙන්නේ නැති කරලා ඇත්තේ. දැන් මම මොකද කරන්නේ? දැන් data collect කරන්න වෙලාවකුත් නැහැ. ආයෙ මේක කරන්න time එකකුත් නැහැ. report එක බාර දෙන්නත් ඕනේ. Now what this undergraduate doing is they converting that negative relationship into positive relationship. දැන් මොකද අර කරන්නේ? අර නෙගටිව් ආපු රිලේෂන්ෂිප් එක පොසිටිව් විදියට තමයි ඉන්ටර්ප්‍රිට් කරලා ලියන්නේ. Right? You manipulating the result. You manipulating results. So please don't do that. Right? Please don't do that. You don't need to do it. Right? You don't need to manipulate data. You present what the result emphasizing to you. Right? It doesn't matter the literature say positive relationship. If you get the negative relationship, so you just need to give some justification why you generate negative relationship. Right? That's the only thing you need to do. Right? So therefore you cannot change the results. Right? If the results is not up to your expected level, you are not supposed to change it. Right? The only thing is you need to do is, due to some cultural differences, due to some contextual differences, the results getting contradictory with the literature findings. So then give some 1 or 2 justification why we having contradictory findings than the literature. Okay, so that's, you have to maintain the ethicality in the research. Right? So that is coming under the data analysis point of view. Right? And the other one is we call confidentiality in your research report. What is that? What is that? Now remember, once you are interviewing people, you know them. Right? You know their detail. Right? And assuming that you are collecting data through questionnaire also. Right? You know them. Right? So when you are reporting that result in your thesis report, you are not supposed to reveal their identity information, right? Without their consent, right? Now, assuming that you are interviewing bank managers, and they said that, please don't reveal our name in your report. Right? Please don't reveal our bank name in your report. ඒගොල්ලෝ ස්පෙસિෆිකලිම කියන අපේ බැංකුවේ නම එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ බැංකුවේ මේ අහවල් මැනේජර් කියන එක සටහන් කරන්න එපා කියලා. So then you have to keep that word. Right? You cannot reveal identity information about your respondents in your research report. Right? You cannot reveal. Right? Sorry. So here what we see, it's in a report writing. Right? So then you have to use some artificial names. You can use some abbreviations. Right? ABC bank manager. Right? XYZ bank manager said so, something like that. If your respondents are okay with the revealing their names in the report, so then you can use it. But in practice, we are not revealing the respondents' information. Even they gave their consent to reveal. Right? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපේ research report එකක එහෙම respondents ලගේ detail reveal කරන්නේ. Another thing, when you are collecting information through questionnaire, don't ask respondent name or addresses like identity information. So අපි හිතමු ඔයගොල්ලෝ questionnaire එකකින් data collect කරනවා කියලා. ඒ questionnaire වල අහන්න එපා, what is your name? What is your home address? What is your telephone number? You cannot ask that kind of identity information in your questionnaire. Right? As well as you cannot reveal that information into your report. Right? So you have to maintain that confidentiality as well as anonymity in your report. So that anonymity also coming under report writing. Okay? Right? And the last one, the most important one, right? Most important one. Once you collect data for your research problem, right? You cannot reveal that data into another party, or you cannot use that collected data for another purpose. Right? අපි හිතමු දැන් ඔයා use කරනවා data collect කරගන්නවා bank managers ගේ perspective එක customers absorption in new technology. You are collecting data from the bank managers regarding bank's perspective about the customers absorption of new technology. Now you have that sort of data and you try to address your research question through that data. Right? Now you cannot use that data to make another study regarding, you cannot use that data to make another study regarding, right? How customers view, how customers respond to the new technologies introduced by the bank. Then bank manager කරපු bank managers ලාගෙන් ගත්ත data අරගෙන අපිට බෑ customers ලාගේ perspective එක විදිහට තව research එකක් කරන්න. Right? So you cannot use that collected data for another purpose. Right? So remember that also coming with the report writing as well as data analysis. Right? This is also coming as a data analysis and report writing. Okay? Right. Now you see some sort of examples we discuss with the ethical issues or ethical manners in conducting research, specifically data collection, data analysis, and report writing. Okay, so that's the main areas we discuss in this way, right? Okay, so here, what we concern about the ethical issues in research, we can think about another two aspects also. Right? Actually, we already discussed this thing, but that the three main things we discussed regarding the ethical manners in conducting research, here we can put it into another two aspects. We call it as individual value of researcher relating to the honesty and frankness and personal integrity. Now, if you remember when we are collecting data, you have to behave very politely, right? You have to respect your respondents, right? And as well as you have to keep your words with the confidentiality and anonymity, right? So this is coming with the individual value of, as a researcher, individual value that researchers should maintain, right? And the researcher's treatment of other people involved in research, right? That is coming with the informing the consent, that getting their consent, keeping the confidentiality, anonymity, and courtesy, that also we treated as the ethical issues in research, right? Actually, we already discussed those things in our prior slides, right? So that key aspect we discuss also, we can put it into another two key aspects like the individual values as well as how we treat the other people. Okay, so I don't want to explain it in a broad way because I have already explained one by one in this previous one. Okay, right. So then we are going to discuss about the ethical criteria. What sort of actions we need to follow in order to maintain the ethical manner in research. Okay, so we discussed a little bit about this kind of remedies or strategies we are using to overcome the ethical issues in research, right? And let's see some sort of thing in a little bit more detail. Okay, so you have to maintain the honesty and you have to avoid the deception. That means conflicts you have to avoid. Always maintain honesty. Always say what is about your research, why you need to get the data, why you need this data collection, right? And respect the participant's idea, respect the participant's view. Likewise, you have to maintain the honesty. And you have to provide full information about the purpose of study. We discussed that thing. And get the participant consent. That is most important point. Get the participant consent, right? And you always give assurance on anonymity and confidentiality of data to your participants. Right? I told you when we are preparing questionnaire, you have to give that assurance to your participant, right? And not to cause harm, right? Don't make the embarrassment of your respondent, right? Don't make discomfort of your respondent, and don't create stress in your respondent. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ ප්‍රශ්න අහලා ඒ මනුස්සයව අපහසුතාවයට පත් කරන්න එපා. right? ඒ මනුස්සයව මානසික පීඩනයක් දෙන්නත් එපා respondent. Right? You cannot ask that questions. Right? Now for an example, if you are going to conduct a study, this is coming with the very social sciences studies, right? If you are going to examine some kind of information relating to the sexuality, right? So it is very a researcher has to follow very important guideline to maintain the comfortability of the respondent. right? අපි ඒ වගේ area study කරනකොට දැන් අපේ management discipline වල ඒක නැහැ. දැන් ඔය ගොඩක් social sciences research කරනකොට ඉතාමත් ප්‍රවිස්සම් වෙන්න ඕනේ මේ පුද්ගලයන්ව අපහසුතාවයට පත් නොවන විදිහට ඒ ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න. right? So those are very important points to think, but fortunately in management discipline we are not going with that much of in-depth analysis regarding that sort of areas. But if you are going with some kind of organized leader strategy about employees engagement or employee treatment, right? You have to be very careful about when you are asking questions. right? So අපිට නිකන් අර කොහොමද මේ ආයතනයේ ප්‍රධානීන් සේවකයන්ට සලකන්නේ කියන ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න ගියාම නිකන් ඒ මිනිස්සු අපහසුතාවයන් පත්තන ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න බෑ. right? නිකන් අපි අහනවානේ ඕගොල්ලෝ සේවකයන්ගේ පඩි නැටි හරියට ගෙවනවද? ඊට පස්සේ මේන්ටේන් කරනවද ETA PPA පහුගිය අවුරුදු වල කොහොමද මේන්ටේන් කරේ? right? ඒ වගේ නිකන් අපහසුතාවයට ප්‍රශ්න අපි අහන්න හොඳ නැහැ. right? And follow ethical codes of any professional body, right? If you are going with the bank, you have to respect their ethical codes as a professional body, right? You cannot ask them regarding the customer detail. right? අපි බැංකු managers ලා හම්බෙන්න කියලා ඊට පස්සේ අහනවා මෙන්න මේ customer ගැන අපිට detail දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? But you know, in ethically, bank managers are not supposed to reveal the customer details to any third party. So you cannot ask that. If you are interviewing doctors, you are asking personal information about the patients that doctor treated. Because patients like personal information, no doctor. So you have to respect the ethical codes of any professional body. Right? And if the participants say, I'm not willing to participate in your study, respect it. right? අපි දැන් කවුරුරි අපි ගිහිල්ලා අහනවා බැංක් මැනේජර් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් ඔයා අපේ ස්ටඩි එකට පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න කැමතිද? ඊට පස්සේ එයා කියනවා මට මේකට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න බෑ. ඊට පස්සේ නැවත එල්ලි ආය අහන්න බෑ. ආයි ඊමේල් කරන්න ආයි ටෙලිෆෝන් කර අහන්න බෑ. ඔයා මේකට එන්න අපිට මේක ගන්න ලොකු උදව්වක් මේක ඔයා આવොත් අපිට ලොකු පහසුවක් වෙනවා. එහෙම යන්න බෑ. If first time participants say no, respect that answer no. Right? And respect the participant need for anonymity and confidentiality. Okay, and maintain the objectivity during data collection and analysis. I told you in our previous slide, right? You cannot ask the question as you wish. You have to follow your interview guide, right? You have to follow the questions with respect to your research objective. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාට personally අහන්න ඕන දේවල් interview එකේ අහන්න හරියන්නේ නැහැ respond එකේ. right? And analysis එකේ ඔයාට ඕන result එක එන විදිහට analysis එක වෙනස් කරන්න බෑ. So objectivity means objectivity. That means it should not be subjective. Right? So objectivity means there is no personal views on that process. Right? You have to follow scientific process. The subjectivity means the personal view is there. Right? And offer an audit trial for data collection and analysis. So you can make a pilot study first. Right? You can give your interview guide prior to your main data collection, right? Or you can give brief view about your interview to your respondent. Right? So once you are making analysis with the respondent, you can give them a report. That's we call audit trail. Right? Then respondent know that your results is based on your study is based on this. They build confidence about yourself. Right? And so undergraduate level, we don't have this kind of ethical committee approval. But if you are going with the postgraduate studies and higher studies, you have to get the ethical approval for your data collection instrument. That means your questionnaire as well as the interview guide. Right? So these are the things you have to think about when you are doing research in an ethical manner. Okay? So I hope that you get a good idea about what are the ethical things in research. Right? So in next session, we will going to discuss about the honesty, how we are maintain the honesty in research process. So we will discuss that part in our next session.